Minecraft trailer, take two.
But something always got in the way.
Go on! Get out of here!
The mines was too strong. So one day, I started digging. Anything you can imagine is possible. As long as what you imagine can be built out of block.
Wait, who are you again?
Welcome to the overworld. You can make it. There are dark forces who want to destroy this world. There's one more thing you need to know.
Welcome to Z Cineplex, say your ultimate entertainment destination. Welcome to Z Cineplex, the home of entertainment, creativity, and cinematic excitement. Our channel is dedicated to bringing viewers a rich collection of engaging content that celebrates the world of movies, storytelling, and visual entertainment. Whether you're a passionate film enthusiast, someone who enjoys discovering new cinematic experiences, or simply looking for high-quality entertainment, Z Cineplex is designed to be your go-to destination. We strive to create content that is informative, enjoyable, and engaging for audiences of all ages, offering a unique blend of movie-related features, entertainment updates, insightful discussions, creative videos, and much more. Every upload is crafted with attention to quality, ensuring that our viewers receive an enjoyable experience that keeps them coming back for more. At Z Cineplex, we believe that cinema is more than just watching films. It's about experiencing emotions, exploring stories, appreciating creativity, and connecting with people who share the same passion for entertainment. Our mission is to build a vibrant community where movie lovers and entertainment enthusiasts can discover exciting content, share their opinions, and stay connected with the latest trends in the entertainment industry. We are committed to consistently improving our content, embracing new ideas, and delivering videos that entertain, inform, and inspire our growing audience. Whether you're here for movie highlights, entertainment discussions, reviews, cinematic moments, or fresh creative content, Z Cineplex promises an enjoyable journey filled with excitement, quality, and unforgettable entertainment. Join our community by subscribing, turning on notifications, and becoming part of the Z Cineplex family as we continue to explore the fascinating world of cinema and entertainment together. Thank you for your support, and welcome to Z Cineplex, where every video brings entertainment to life. A Minecraft movie is a 2025 American adventure comedy film based on Minecraft, the globally successful sandbox video game developed and published by Mojang Studios, produced by Warner Bros. Pictures, Legendary Entertainment, Vertigo Entertainment, On the Roam, and Mojang Studios. The film was directed by Jared Hess from a screenplay by Chris Bowman, Hubble Palmer, Neil Widener, Gavin James, and Chris Scaletta, with a story by Alison Schroeder, Bowman, and Palmer. The film stars Jason Momoa, who also serves as a producer, alongside Jack Black, Emma Myers, Danielle Brooks, Sebastian Hansen, Jennifer Coolidge, and a supporting ensemble cast. Jack Black portrays Steve, the game's iconic default protagonist, while Momoa plays Garrett the Garbage Man Garrison, a former video game champion. The story follows Garrett, siblings Henry and Natalie, real estate agent Dawn, and their allies after they are unexpectedly transported from the small town of Chuglass, Idaho, into the mysterious overworld of a vibrant, block-shaped universe where creativity is the key to survival. Guided by Steve, the unlikely group must master the world's unique rules, overcome dangerous enemies such as piglins, zombies, skeletons, creepers, and other hostile mobs, and embark on an epic adventure to protect the overworld while discovering the courage, imagination, and teamwork needed to find their way home. Development of a live-action Minecraft film began in 2014 after Minecraft creator Marcus Persson announced that Mojang Studios was negotiating with Warner Bros. Pictures to adapt the immensely popular video game for the big screen. Over the following decade, the project underwent one of Hollywood's longest and most turbulent development processes, cycling through multiple directors including Sean Levy, Rob Slaney, and Peter Solida, as well as numerous screenwriters, creative approaches, release dates, and production delays. By 2022, Legendary Entertainment joined the production, Jared Hess was hired to direct, and Jason Momoa entered negotiations to star. Following the success of Hess's comedic filmmaking style, the project shifted toward a family-friendly fantasy adventure blending action, comedy, and the limitless creativity that defines the original game. Casting continued between 2023 and early 2024 with the additions of Jack Black, Emma Myers, Danielle Brooks, Sebastian Hansen, Jennifer Coolidge, and several supporting performers. Principal photography commenced in January 2024 across various locations in New Zealand, concluding in April 2024. The production combined elaborate practical sets with extensive CGI to faithfully recreate Minecraft's distinctive block-based environments. The film's visual effects were created by Sony Pictures Imageworks, Wattier Diaresis FX, and Digital Domain, while Mark Mothersbaugh composed the musical score, blending orchestral adventure themes with playful musical motifs inspired by the game's iconic atmosphere. A Minecraft movie held its world premiere at Leicester Square in London on March 30, 2025, before being released theatrically in the United States, Sweden, and numerous international markets on April 4, 2025, by Warner Bros. Pictures, including Premium IMAX, Dolby Cinema, ScreenX, and other large-format presentations. Upon release, the film received mixed reviews from critics, who praised its visual effects, energetic performances, particularly those of Jack Black and Jason Momoa, its faithful recreation of Minecraft's world, and its light-hearted humor, while criticism was directed toward its conventional narrative, uneven pacing, and reliance on fan service. Despite the divided critical reception, audiences responded far more enthusiastically, especially younger viewers, families, gamers, and longtime fans of the franchise, resulting in exceptionally strong box office performance throughout its theatrical run. The film became one of the biggest commercial successes of 2025, grossing approximately $961 million worldwide against a production budget of around $150 million, making it the fifth highest-grossing film of 2025, the highest-grossing Hollywood film released by Warner Bros. During the year, and the third highest-grossing video game film adaptation of all time, behind the Super Mario Bros. Movie, 2023, and the Super Mario Bros. Movie 2, 2026. Following its commercial success, Warner Bros. And Legendary officially moved forward with the sequel, A Minecraft Movie Squared, which is currently scheduled for theatrical release on July 23, 2027, continuing the cinematic expansion of the Minecraft universe. Steve, a struggling doorknob salesman who has spent his life longing for adventure, finally decides to pursue his childhood dream of becoming a miner. Deep beneath an abandoned mine, he discovers two ancient artifacts known as the Orb of Dominance and the Earth Crystal. When he combines them, they open a magical portal to the overworld, a fantastical realm made entirely of cubic blocks where imagination and creativity have the power to shape reality. Enthralled by the limitless possibilities of the strange new world, Steve spends years exploring, crafting tools, constructing elaborate buildings, taming animals, and creating a thriving home for himself. During one of his expeditions, however, he accidentally discovers another portal leading to the Nether, a hostile volcanic dimension ruled by the ruthless piglin queen Melgosa, whose obsession with gold and absolute control has led her to outlaw creativity and individuality among her people. Recognizing that the Orb of Dominance could grant her unlimited power over the overworld, Malgosa captures Steve and imprisons him in the Nether while taking his beloved wolf, Dennis, hostage. Before his capture, Steve manages to send Dennis back through the portal carrying the orb and earth crystal, instructing him to hide the powerful relics beneath Steve's bed in the real world, where they remain hidden for years. Many years later, in the quiet town of Chuglass, Idaho, former 1980s arcade champion Garrett the Garbage Man Garrison struggles to keep his run-down video game store in business. Desperate for anything valuable to sell, Garrett purchases the contents of Steve's abandoned house at a storage auction, hoping to uncover the extremely rare Atari Cosmos prototype. Instead, he discovers a mysterious glowing orb, an unusual crystal, and several journals documenting Steve's incredible adventures. Confused by the strange objects but seeing no immediate value in them, Garrett stores them in his shop. Around the same time, teenage siblings Henry and Natalie move to Chuglass following the recent death of their mother, hoping to begin a new chapter in their lives. Natalie works tirelessly to support her younger brother, whose brilliant imagination and passion for invention frequently land him in trouble. On his first day at school, Henry unveils a homemade jetpack during a science demonstration, but after it is sabotaged by bullies, it spirals out of control and accidentally destroys the beloved potato chip factory mascot, Chuggy, creating chaos across town. Facing expulsion from the stern vice principal Marlene, Henry convinces Garrett to pretend to be his uncle during a disciplinary meeting in exchange for payment. While visiting Garrett's game store afterward, Henry becomes fascinated by the mysterious orb and earth crystal. Curious about their purpose, he unknowingly combines the two relics, activating an ancient portal hidden inside Steve's old mine. Garrett follows Henry into the cavern, while Natalie and the siblings' energetic real estate agent Dawn, who also operates a struggling mobile petting zoo, rush to find them after discovering they have disappeared. Moments later, all four are pulled through the magical portal and transported into the spectacular overworld. The newcomers are overwhelmed by its breathtaking landscapes, floating mountains, forests, villages, and cubic wildlife, but quickly discover that the world transforms into a dangerous place after sunset as hostile creatures including zombies, skeletons, spiders, and creepers emerge from the darkness. Their arrival also alerts Malgosa, who realizes the orb of dominance has resurfaced. Hoping to recover it, she temporarily releases Steve from captivity while threatening Dennis's life, forcing him to retrieve the orb on her behalf. During their first terrifying night in the overworld, Henry instinctively begins placing and stacking blocks to construct a makeshift dirt fortress, discovering that creativity is the key to survival. Although the group manages to survive until sunrise, the earth crystal is shattered during the battle. Steve finally reunites with the newcomers, rescuing them from the monsters and explaining the history of the overworld, the orb of dominance, and Malgosa's plans. He reveals that the only way home is to replace the destroyed earth crystal with another hidden deep inside the mysterious woodland mansion. Before embarking on the dangerous journey, Steve teaches the group the fundamentals of crafting, mining, farming, and survival in a peaceful village. Their training is interrupted when piglin raiders attack in search of the orb, forcing everyone into battle. During the chaos, Natalie and Dawn become separated from Steve, Garrett, and Henry, eventually reuniting with Dennis, who faithfully guides them through the wilderness while evading piglin patrols. Furious that her forces have failed, Malgosa unleashes her most fearsome warrior, the gigantic Great Hog, to hunt down the heroes. Continuing their quest, Steve reveals the location of a secret cache containing an enormous supply of diamonds, prompting the greedy Garrett to insist on making a detour before continuing toward the woodland mansion. Henry becomes increasingly frustrated by Garrett's selfish obsession with treasure, believing that rescuing Natalie and Dawn should remain their highest priority. Before their argument can be resolved, the Great Hog catches up with them, triggering a spectacular chase through abandoned mine shafts aboard high-speed mine carts. The pursuit ends when several creepers explode, destroying the Great Hog and allowing the trio to escape. Reaching the woodland mansion, Steve and Garrett distract its hostile inhabitants while Henry sneaks inside to recover a replacement earth crystal along with a rare amber pearl, a magical artifact capable of instantaneous teleportation. Before they can escape, Malgosa arrives personally with her piglin army, destroys the bridge leading away from the mansion, and seizes the Orb of Dominance. Garrett appears to sacrifice himself by triggering an explosion that sends Malgosa's forces tumbling into the abyss while Steve and Henry barely escape. The survivors later reunite with Natalie, Dawn, and Dennis inside the safety of a giant mushroom house, mourning Garrett's apparent death while preparing for Malgosa's final assault. Using the Orb of Dominance, Malgosa supercharges the Nether portal, spreading darkness across the overworld as enormous piglin armies pour into the once peaceful land. Determined to defend their new friends and prevent the destruction of the overworld, Steve and the group rally villagers, grout powerful enchanted weapons and armor, construct defensive fortifications, and create an army of iron golems to fight alongside them. A massive battle erupts as piglins, ghasts, and other nether creatures invade the overworld. While Steve confronts Malgosa in a climactic duel, Henry uses the Ender Pearl to teleport behind her and reclaim the Orb of Dominance. Reuniting the orb with the new Earth crystal restores the balance between the dimensions, causing sunlight to flood back across the overworld. Exposed to the daylight, Malgosa's piglin army is transformed into harmless zombified piglins, ending the invasion and freeing both worlds from her tyranny. Malgosa herself is defeated, and Dennis is finally rescued after years of captivity. Following their victory, Steve accompanies Garrett, who miraculously survived the explosion, back to the real world alongside Henry, Natalie, Dawn, and Dennis. Inspired by everything they experienced, Garrett and Steve revitalize Garrett's struggling game store and collaborate on creating a successful new video game called Block City Battle Buddies. Drawing inspiration from their adventures in the overworld, Henry perfects his jetpack and begins pursuing his dream of becoming an inventor. Natalie opens a successful self-defense dojo while embracing her new confidence as Henry's guardian, and Dawn expands her mobile petting zoo into a thriving wildlife attraction with Dennis becoming its most popular resident. Steve, no longer isolated from the world, finds a new family among his friends while remaining connected to the overworld, ensuring that its spirit of creativity, courage, and limitless imagination continues to inspire both dimensions. The film features an ensemble cast led by Jason Momoa as Garrett the Garbage Man Garrison, a once-famous 1980s arcade video game champion whose glory days are long behind him. Now struggling financially, Garrett owns a failing retro video game store in the small town of Chuglass, Idaho, where his obsession with reclaiming his former success initially makes him self-centered and motivated by wealth. Throughout the story, however, he evolves into a courageous and dependable hero after being transported to the overworld. Mona Williams portrays the young Garrett in flashback sequences depicting his childhood and rise as a gaming prodigy. Jack Black stars as Steve, the legendary adventurer and former doorknob salesman whose lifelong dream of becoming a miner led him to discover the magical overworld years before the events of the film. Having spent years mastering crafting, exploration, and survival while imprisoned by Malgosa, Steve serves as the group's experienced guide, mentor, and protector throughout their adventure. Bram Scott Brahani portrays the young Steve during flashbacks that explore his early life and first discovery of the overworld. Emma Myers plays Natalie, a compassionate, intelligent, and resilient young woman in her early 20s who becomes the legal guardian of her younger brother Henry following the death of their mother. Although overwhelmed by the responsibility of raising Henry alone, Natalie consistently puts his well-being before her own and gradually discovers her own inner courage during their journey through the overworld. Sebastian Hansen portrays Henry, Natalie's imaginative younger brother, whose remarkable creativity, engineering skills, and natural curiosity make him uniquely suited to the limitless possibilities of the Minecraft universe. Henry's inventive thinking repeatedly saves the group, ultimately allowing him to defeat Malgosa and restore peace to the overworld. Benjamin Carter serves as Henry's photo double during production. Danielle Brooks portrays Dawn, the energetic and optimistic real estate agent who helps Natalie and Henry settle into Chuglass while simultaneously operating a struggling mobile petting zoo. Despite initially appearing eccentric and overly cheerful, Dawn proves resourceful, compassionate, and fearless as she becomes one of the group's most dependable allies throughout the adventure. Jennifer Coolidge appears as Vice Principal Marlene, the eccentric, socially awkward vice principal of Chuglass High School, known throughout town for repeatedly crashing her beloved 2001 Jeep Grand Cherokee into buildings, signs, and other vehicles. Marlene provides much of the film's comedic relief. Her storyline unexpectedly intersects with the overworld after meeting Nitwit, eventually leading to an unusual romance that continues through the film's ending. Rachel House voices Malgosau, the ruthless piglin ruler of the Nether whose obsession with gold, order, and absolute control drives the film's central conflict. Believing creativity to be dangerous, Malgosau seeks the orb of dominance to conquer both the Nether and the overworld while suppressing imagination forever. The character's physical performance was created through motion capture by Alan Henry, whose work brought Malgosau's imposing presence and expressive movements to life. Jermaine Clement performs 2 roles in the film. He appears on screen as Daryl, the charismatic auctioneer responsible for selling the contents of Steve's abandoned house, an event that ultimately begins Garrett's journey into the overworld. Clement also voices Bruce, a piglin who mockingly taunts Malgosau during a flashback sequence. Director Jared Hess provides the voice of General Chungus, one of Malgosau's highest-ranking piglin commanders and a loyal military leader during the Nether invasion. Matt Berry voices Nitwit, an unusually carefree and lovable villager whose accidental transportation to Earth results in one of the film's funniest subplots. Nitwit eventually develops a romantic relationship with Vice Principal Marlene after adapting surprisingly well to life in the real world. His motion capture performance was provided by Brett McKenzie, whose physical acting helped create the character's distinctive awkward charm. Producer Hiram Garcia appears as Mr. Ganshi, Chuglass High School's eccentric art and gym teacher. During the film's mid-credits scene, it is humorously revealed that he is one of Vice Principal Marlene's numerous former husbands, adding another layer to the film's running comedic subplot. Tommy Broadmoor portrays Trevor, one of Henry's classmates and primary school bully, whose sabotage of Henry's experimental jetpack indirectly sets the main story in motion. Frankie Krieg-Leslie appears as Trevor's unnamed friend and accomplice. Amanda Billing briefly portrays Natalie and Henry's late mother in a framed family photograph, emphasizing the emotional loss that motivates the siblings at the beginning of the film. Mark Wright appears as the human resources representative at Chuglass High School. The film also includes several notable cameo appearances celebrating the Minecraft community. Popular Minecraft YouTubers DanTDM, Momoa, Mumbo Jumbo, and LD Shadow Lady appear as attendees at the storage auction where Garrett acquires Steve's belongings. Jens Bergensten, one of Minecraft's lead game designers at Mojang Studios, makes a cameo as the waiter serving Marlene and Nitwit during their dinner date. In one of the film's most emotional visual tributes, a pig wearing a crown appears during the overworld adventure as a heartfelt homage to the beloved Minecraft YouTuber Technoblade, who passed away in 2022, with the brief appearance receiving widespread praise from audiences and the Minecraft community. In the film's post-credits scene, Kate McKinnon provides the uncredited voice of Alex, Minecraft's iconic female default player character, while Alice May Connolly physically portrays Alex as she is revealed to be living inside Steve's former house, teasing her larger role in the upcoming sequel, A Minecraft Movie Squared, 2027. Development of a Minecraft movie was one of the longest and most complex production journeys of any major video game adaptation, spanning more than a decade before finally reaching theaters. Interest in adapting Minecraft began shortly after the game's explosive worldwide success. In the early 2010s, several Hollywood studios and producers approached Mojang Studios about creating a television series and feature film based on the sandbox phenomenon. At the same time, an independently crowd-funded fan film campaign gained significant attention before being shut down by Minecraft creator Marcus Notchperson, who made it clear that Mojang intended to pursue an official adaptation instead. In February 2014, Person publicly confirmed that Mojang Studios had entered negotiations with Warner Bros. Pictures to produce an official Minecraft feature film. marking the beginning of the project's long development. Later that year, Mojang's chief operating officer Vu Bei revealed that the film was still in its earliest stages but was envisioned as a large-scale, big-budget theatrical production rather than a direct adaptation of the game's story. Because Minecraft lacks a traditional narrative, the filmmakers faced the unique challenge of creating an original adventure that captured the game's creativity, exploration, and sandbox spirit while appealing to a broad theatrical audience. Initial plans suggested that the film would not be released before 2018. Veteran producers Roy Lee and Jill Messick were attached to oversee the project, while Warner Brothers hired Sean Levy to direct. Levy began developing an original story with screenwriters Kieran Mulroney and Michelle Mulroney, but significant creative differences soon emerged regarding the direction of the adaptation. Levy and the writing team departed the project before the end of 2014, sending the film back into redevelopment. In July 2015, Warner Brothers hired Rob Mslaney to write and direct an entirely new version of the film. Mslaney envisioned a large-scale fantasy adventure that embraced Minecraft's open-world freedom, creativity, and player-driven storytelling. Warner Brothers strongly supported his concept and reportedly allocated a preliminary production budget of approximately $150 million, demonstrating the studio's confidence in the property. Early pre-production began in 2016, with Jason Fuchs hired to write the screenplay and Steve Carell reportedly in negotiations to voice one of the film's lead characters. Warner Brothers also announced a planned theatrical release date of May 24, 2019, suggesting that development was progressing steadily. However, major changes within Warner Brothers executive leadership dramatically altered the project's future. Following the departure of studio executive Greg Silverman in late 2016, Mslaney's version gradually lost momentum as the new leadership re-evaluated numerous projects in development. Mslaney later described the film as having slowly died on the vine, with his ambitious vision ultimately abandoned before entering production. Screenwriting duo Aaron Ney and Adam Ney were subsequently hired to revise the screenplay, while the film was officially delayed indefinitely as Warner Brothers searched for a new creative direction and director. A fresh chapter began in January 2019, when Peter Sollett was announced as both writer and director of an entirely reimagined Minecraft film. Rather than continuing Mslaney's concept, Sollett developed a completely original story centered on a courageous teenage girl and an unlikely group of adventurers embarking on a quest to save the overworld by defeating the Ender Dragon, one of the game's most iconic enemies. Veteran producer Jill Messick, who had remained attached to the project from its earliest stages before her death in 2018, received a posthumous producer credit in recognition of her years of work developing the adaptation. The film was assigned a new theatrical release date of March 4, 2022, and in June 2019, Academy Award-nominated screenwriter Alison Schroeder joined the project to write a new screenplay while collaborating with Sollett on the film's story. Despite renewed momentum, production was halted by the outbreak of the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020, which forced Warner Brothers to overhaul its theatrical release schedule and temporarily remove Minecraft from its release calendar. The unprecedented disruption, combined with continued creative redevelopment, left the future of the adaptation uncertain once again. The project finally entered active production in April 2022. When Warner Brothers announced a major creative overhaul. Peter Sollett and Alison Schroeder departed the project, while Jared Hess, best known for directing Napoleon Dynamite and Nacho Libre, was hired to direct a completely new version of the film. At the same time, Legendary Entertainment officially joined the production as a co-financier and co-producer, with Mary Parents serving as one of the project's principal producers alongside Roy Lee, Jason Momoa, Jill Messick, posthumously, Torfi France Atilde Lafson, Vubi, John Spates, Cale Boyer, John Berg, and others. Warner Brothers also confirmed that the adaptation would combine live-action performances with extensive visual effects to recreate Minecraft's distinctive block-based universe. Shortly afterward, Jason Momoa ended negotiations to star in the film, eventually signing on not only as the lead actor portraying Garrett the Garbage Man Garrison but also as one of the film's producers through his company. On the Rome, frequent Jared Hess collaborators Chris Bowman and Hubble Palmer were brought in to rewrite the screenplay, later joined by Neil Widener, Gavin James, and Chris Scaletta, while the story was credited to Alison Schroeder, Bowman, and Palmer. Rather than adapting an existing storyline from the video game, the new creative team chose to embrace Minecraft's sandbox philosophy by crafting an original fantasy adventure centered on creativity, imagination, survival, friendship, and explorational core themes that define the gaming experience. This creative direction ultimately became the foundation of the finished film released in 2025. Reflecting on this film's unusually lengthy development, producer Roy Lee explained that changes in Warner Bros. Executive leadership played a decisive role in finally bringing the project to life. According to Lee, previous studio management repeatedly postponed or deprioritized the adaptation despite Minecraft's enormous popularity, preventing earlier versions from moving forward. He credited the arrival of Warner Bros. Pictures Group co-chairs Michael DeLuca and Pam Abdi with reviving the long-stalled project and giving it the support necessary to enter production. Their renewed commitment, combined with Legendary Entertainment's involvement, Mojang Studios' close creative collaboration, and Jared Hess's distinctive comedic vision, finally transformed more than a decade of unrealized concepts into the completed feature film. Released in 2025, a Minecraft movie ultimately became one of the most commercially successful video game adaptations ever produced, validating Warner Bros.' long-term investment in one of the world's most recognizable gaming franchises and paving the way for the sequel, A Minecraft Movie Squared, scheduled for release in 2027. Development on a Minecraft movie entered its most significant phase in 2022 when Jared Hess officially joined the project as director following years of stalled development under multiple filmmakers. Hess became involved after a separate project he had been developing with Legendary Entertainment failed to move forward. Impressed by his distinctive blend of heartfelt storytelling, absurd comedy, and visual imagination, Legendary invited Hess to pitch a completely new vision for the long-gestating Minecraft adaptation. Rather than viewing the lack of an established narrative as a creative obstacle, Hess embraced it as the film's greatest strength. He later explained that adapting Minecraft was exciting precisely because the game has no predefined story, describing it as an open sandbox game where players create their own adventures. His goal was to produce a film that captured the same spirit of limitless imagination by combining epic fantasy adventure with broad comedy, emotional character development, and the unpredictable creativity that has made Minecraft one of the world's most successful video games. Hess envisioned the adaptation as a fun, eccentric, and family-friendly adventure that celebrated invention, collaboration, and exploration rather than attempting to recreate any single player's experience. As development progressed, the screenplay underwent extensive revisions involving numerous writers over several years before arriving at its final form. The finished screenplay was officially credited to Chris Bowman, Hubble Palmer, Neil Widener, Gavin James, and Chris Scaletta, based on a story developed by Alison Schroeder, Bowman, and Palmer. Because of the unusually long and collaborative development process, the Writers Guild also granted additional literary material credits to an extensive list of previous contributors whose concepts, drafts, or story elements influenced the final production. These included director Jared Hess, former directors Rob Slaney and Peter Sollett, screenwriters Jason Fuchs, Megan Amram, Kevin Beagle, John Francis Daly, Dana Fox, Hannah Friedman, Jonathan Goldstein, Phil Augusta Jackson, Lauren Kahn, Kieran Mulroney, Michelle Mulroney, Aaron Ney, Adam Ney, Zach Penn, Simon Rich, Laura Steinel, John Spates, Erin Oziel, and Ben Wexler. The unusually large number of credited writers reflected the project's decade-long evolution through multiple creative teams, scripts, and story concepts before the filmmakers ultimately settled on the version that reached theaters in 2025. One of the production team's highest priorities was ensuring that the film authentically represented the visual identity and creative philosophy of Minecraft, rather than redesigning the game's world with more realistic shapes or conventional fantasy aesthetics. The filmmakers remained committed to preserving its iconic block-based appearance. Virtually every object seen in the overworld, including mountains, forests, rivers, villages, trees, crops, flowers, food, animals, architecture, tools, and even small environmental details, it was intentionally constructed using cube-based geometry to remain faithful to the game's instantly recognizable art style. Production designer Grant Major and the visual effects teams worked closely with Mojang Studios throughout development to balance cinematic realism with the deliberately simplistic blocky design that defines Minecraft. This approach allowed the film to feel believable while still preserving the unique visual language that millions of players recognize from the game. To further strengthen the adaptation's authenticity, the filmmakers actively collaborated with members of the Minecraft community during production. Several prominent Minecraft content creators and YouTubers were invited to visit the set, provide creative feedback, and share their perspectives on what makes the game special. Among the most notable contributors was Mumbo Jumbo, one of the game's most respected YouTube creators, who assisted with the design of several props and environmental details to ensure they accurately reflected Minecraft's building mechanics and aesthetic. Mojang Studios also worked closely with the filmmakers throughout production, helping maintain consistency with the game's established visual design, creatures, crafting mechanics, and world building while still allowing the film to tell an original story. The collaboration between the filmmakers, Mojang developers, and longtime community members helped create an adaptation that felt familiar to experienced players while remaining accessible to audiences with little or no prior knowledge of the game. From the earliest stages of writing, Hess and his creative team deliberately chose not to establish an official canonical storyline within the Minecraft universe. Instead, they believe the film should function as one possible adventure inspired by the game rather than becoming the definitive narrative of Minecraft. This philosophy reflected the sandbox nature of the original game, in which every player's experience is unique and creativity is unrestricted. To reinforce that creative approach, the filmmakers intentionally titled the project a Minecraft movie instead of the Minecraft movie, emphasizing that the story represented one interpretation among countless possible adventures that could exist within the Minecraft universe. The same philosophy extended to the film's portrayal of Steve, Minecraft's iconic default player character. Rather than presenting Jack Black Steve as the definitive version of the character, the filmmakers described him as simply one of many possible Steves, allowing audiences to continue imagining their own versions of the character within the game's limitless world. Although a Minecraft movie is primarily a live-action feature, it relies extensively on cutting-edge computer-generated imagery to recreate Minecraft's distinctive environments and creatures while seamlessly integrating them with live actors. Large portions of the overworld, the Nether, and their inhabitants, including villagers, piglins, zombies, skeletons, creepers, ghasts, iron golems, wolves, and countless other creatures were realized through sophisticated CGI rather than practical effects. Massive virtual environments were constructed to recreate Minecraft's block-based landscapes while preserving their geometric style at cinematic scale. During filming, actors performed extensively on sound stages surrounded by green screens and LED lighting systems, allowing digital environments to be added during post-production. To improve visualization on set, production teams imported highly detailed three-dimensional models into Unreal Engine, enabling filmmakers to preview virtual sets, camera movements, lighting conditions, and creature interactions in real time before final visual effects were completed. This workflow helped integrate practical performances with the heavily computer-generated environments while maintaining consistent lighting, scale, and visual continuity throughout the film. Post-production involved one of the most ambitious visual effects efforts ever undertaken for a video game adaptation. Editing was overseen by James Thomas, who balanced the film's large-scale action sequences, comedic pacing, and emotional character moments into a cohesive narrative. The visual effects were created through a collaboration between three of the film industry's leading effects studios: Sony Pictures Imageworks, Wattier Diaresis FX, and Digital Domain. Together, these companies produced thousands of digital effects shots depicting Minecraft's block-built landscapes, dynamic physics-based environments, magical portals, explosive creepers, towering iron golems, piglin armies, nether fortresses, and numerous other fantastical elements. Overall visual effects supervision was led by Academy Award-winning artist Dan Lemon, who coordinated the complex integration of live-action cinematography with extensive CGI. The production combined advanced motion capture technology, photorealistic rendering, procedural animation, and real-time virtual production techniques to faithfully recreate Minecraft's iconic visual identity while delivering the scale, spectacle, and cinematic immersion expected of a modern blockbuster. The resulting blend of live-action performances and digital artistry became one of the film's defining achievements, allowing a Minecraft movie to successfully translate one of the world's most recognizable video game worlds into a visually ambitious theatrical experience. Casting for a Minecraft movie gradually came together over the course of nearly 2 years as Warner Bros. Pictures, Legendary Entertainment, and director Jared Hess assembled an ensemble that blended major Hollywood stars with rising young actors, acclaimed comedians, and personalities closely associated with the Minecraft community. Following the announcement in April 2022 that Hess would direct the long-awaited adaptation, it was simultaneously confirmed that Jason Momoa was in early negotiations to star in the film. Momoa, who had long been attached to various iterations of the project during its years in development, ultimately signed on not only as the film's leading actor but also as one of its producers through his company, On the Roam. Rather than portraying Minecraft's iconic protagonist Steve, Momoa was cast as Garrett the Garbage Man Garrison, an original character created specifically for the film, a former 1980s arcade champion whose failed video game store and desire to relive his past glory serve as the catalyst for the story's adventure. The role allowed Momoa to showcase both his action hero charisma and his comedic abilities, with director Jared Hess encouraging him to embrace a deliberately eccentric and over-the-top performance that contrasted with many of his previous dramatic roles. As pre-production accelerated throughout 2023, additional casting announcements gradually revealed the film's core ensemble. In May 2023, acclaimed British actor and comedian Matt Berry entered negotiations to join the cast, although his role remained undisclosed at the time. During November 2023, Danielle Brooks, known for her Academy Award-nominated performance in The Color Purple, was cast as Dawn, the optimistic real estate agent who also operates a mobile petting zoo and eventually becomes one of the central members of the overworld adventure. That same month, newcomer Sebastian Eugene Hansen joined the production as Henry, the inventive and imaginative young protagonist whose creativity ultimately becomes the key to defeating the film's primary antagonist. In December 2023, Emma Myers, whose popularity had risen significantly following her breakout performances in streaming television, joined the cast as Natalie, Henry's older sister and legal guardian, bringing emotional depth and heart to the film's central family storyline. One of the production's most significant casting announcements came in January 2024, when Jack Black officially joined the film. Black, who had previously collaborated with Jared Hess on the 2006 comedy Nacho Libre, teased his involvement by posting a photograph of himself reading the Minecraft Basics for Dummies guidebook on his official Instagram account, immediately fueling widespread speculation among fans before Warner Bros. Formally confirmed his casting. Black ultimately portrayed Steve, Minecraft's iconic default player character, delivering an energetic, comedic interpretation that became one of the film's defining performances. According to producer Dwarfy Franz Atilde Lafson, Black's version of Steve was intentionally designed as a unique interpretation rather than the definitive incarnation of the character, reflecting the sandbox nature of Minecraft in which every player's experience is different. The filmmakers emphasized that Black's Steve represented one possible Steve among countless others, allowing audiences to continue imagining their own versions of the legendary adventurer while embracing Black's distinctive comedic personality and improvisational style. Black's casting also resulted from unexpected production changes caused by the 2023 Hollywood labor disputes, including the Writers Guild of America, WGA, and SAG-AFTRA strikes. Before those disruptions, Matt Berry had originally been cast to portray Steve, while Jack Black was reportedly scheduled to make only a brief comedic cameo as a talking pig. However, scheduling conflicts created by the prolonged production delays ultimately prevented Berry from remaining in the lead role, forcing him to withdraw from portraying Steve. As a result, Black was promoted from his planned cameo appearance to the film's principal role, a change that significantly influenced the tone of the finished film. Berry remained involved with the production and was instead recast as the voice of Nitwit, one of the overworld's most memorable villagers. Black's energetic performance, musical improvisation, and larger-than-life comedic style ultimately became one of the film's most widely praised elements, with many critics and audiences identifying his portrayal of Steve as one of the adaptation's greatest strengths. At the same time as Black's casting was announced, Warner Brothers also confirmed several additional high-profile additions to the ensemble. Jennifer Coolidge joined the cast as Vice Principal Marlene, the eccentric administrator of Chuglass High School whose awkward romance with Nitwit became one of the film's most memorable comedic subplots. Jermaine Clement was cast in dual roles, appearing on screen as the charismatic auctioneer Daryl while also providing the voice of the Piglin Bruce during a flashback sequence. Kate McKinnon was cast in a closely guarded role that remained undisclosed until the film's release. In the post-credits scene, she was revealed as the voice of Alex, Minecraft's iconic female default player character, while Alice May Connolly physically portrayed Alex on screen, setting up the character's anticipated larger role in the upcoming sequel, A Minecraft Movie Squared, 2027. Beyond its principal cast, the production made a conscious effort to acknowledge Minecraft's enormous online community by featuring several well-known creators from the game's YouTube ecosystem in cameo appearances. Popular Minecraft creators including DanTDM, Momoa, Mumbo Jumbo, and LD Shadow Lady were cast as attendees at the storage auction where Garrett acquires Steve's belongings, while Jens Bergensten, one of Minecraft's lead game designers at Mojang Studios, also made a cameo appearance as a waiter. These appearances reflected the filmmaker's commitment to celebrating the community that helped transform Minecraft into one of the most successful video games in history. One notable casting change occurred before filming began involving prominent live streamer and content creator Valkyrie. She had originally been cast in a cameo role and had completed portions of her involvement with the production. However, following filming, Valkyrie publicly alleged that Jason Momoa had behaved unprofessionally toward members of the cast and crew during production. After making those claims, her appearance was ultimately removed from the completed film prior to its theatrical release. Warner Brothers and the filmmakers did not publicly comment on the specific reasons for the decision, and the final theatrical version does not include her cameo. Despite this isolated controversy, the ensemble cast was widely praised for its chemistry, comedic performances, and ability to balance the film's humor, emotional storytelling, and action, with particular acclaim directed toward Jason Momoa and Jack Black, whose dynamic partnership became one of the film's defining highlights. Principal photography for A Minecraft Movie officially began in January 2024 in Auckland, New Zealand. After years of pre-production and more than a decade of development, filming continued for approximately 4 months before wrapping in April 2024, marking the completion of the film's live-action production phase. New Zealand was selected as the primary filming location because of its diverse natural landscapes, world-class filmmaking infrastructure, experienced production crews, and its long history of supporting large-scale fantasy blockbusters. Although much of the finished film takes place within the computer-generated environments of the overworld and the Nether, extensive live-action photography was required for all sequences set in the real world, as well as for numerous practical sets that were later enhanced with visual effects. The production combined large-scale location shooting, purpose-built sets, extensive green screen photography, motion capture performances, and virtual production techniques to seamlessly blend live-action performances with Minecraft's distinctive block-based universe. The fictional town of Chuglass, Idaho, where the film's story begins, was primarily brought to life in the Waikato town of Huntley, whose small-town streets and buildings were extensively transformed by the production design team to resemble a quirky American rural community. Numerous storefronts, road signs, residential neighborhoods, schools, and commercial buildings were modified with custom set dressing, American-style architecture, and digital enhancements to convincingly portray the fictional Idaho setting. Additional location filming took place in Helensville, which provided several exterior locations for suburban and residential sequences, while Settlers Country Manor served as a filming location for multiple scenes requiring large practical interiors. The production also made extensive use of Auckland Film Studios, where many of the film's largest soundstage sets were constructed. These stages housed elaborate practical environments including Steve's house, underground mining tunnels, portal chambers, school interiors, Garrett's retro video game store, and numerous other sets which were later expanded digitally into the vast Minecraft world through computer-generated imagery. Originally, principal photography had been scheduled to begin in August 2023. Allowing the production additional time for post-production before its planned theatrical release. However, those plans were significantly disrupted by the 2023 SAG-AFTRA strike, which halted work across much of the American film industry. Because actors represented by the Screen Actors Guild were prohibited from participating in productions during the labor dispute, Warner Brothers Pictures and Legendary Entertainment postponed filming until labor agreements had been reached. Once the strikes concluded in late 2023, production resumed preparations, enabling principal photography to begin on its revised schedule in January 2024 without requiring any major changes to the film's principal cast. Although the delay extended the overall production timeline, it ultimately allowed the filmmakers additional time to refine the screenplay, complete pre-visualization work, finalize set construction, and further develop the film's ambitious visual effects pipeline before cameras rolled. Academy Award-winning production designer Grant Major, best known for his work on the Lord of the Rings trilogy and the Hobbit films, served as the film's production designer. Major was responsible for translating Minecraft's instantly recognizable block-based aesthetic into practical environments that could convincingly interact with live actors while remaining faithful to the visual identity of the game. His team designed hundreds of props, costumes, architectural elements, and physical sets using square, geometric forms that reflected Minecraft's distinctive cubic design philosophy. Rather than attempting to make the world photorealistic, Major sought to preserve the playful simplicity of the game's art style while ensuring that every location felt tangible and immersive on screen. Practical blocks, oversized cube-shaped environmental pieces, and modular set components were constructed to help actors naturally interact with the Minecraft-inspired environments before extensive digital enhancements were added during post-production. The film's cinematography was overseen by acclaimed cinematographer Enrique Chediak, whose visual approach emphasized combining the grounded realism of the live-action world with the colorful fantasy of the overworld. Chediak worked closely with director Jared Hess, production designer Grant Major, and the visual effects department to ensure that lighting, camera movement, and composition remained consistent across both practical and computer-generated environments. Extensive pre-visualization, virtual cameras, and real-time rendering technology were employed throughout production, allowing the filmmakers to accurately plan complex action sequences involving digital creatures, block-building mechanics, and large-scale fantasy landscapes before visual effects were completed. Actors frequently performed on soundstages surrounded by green screens, LED lighting rigs, and motion capture reference objects, while detailed three-dimensional environments created in Unreal Engine enabled the crew to preview virtual sets and camera movements during filming. This integration of traditional cinematography with modern virtual production techniques allowed the filmmakers to maintain visual continuity between practical photography and the thousands of CGI shots that would ultimately bring the Minecraft universe to life. Following the completion of principal photography in April 2024, the film entered an extensive post-production period in which the live-action footage was combined with one of the most ambitious visual effects efforts ever undertaken for a video game adaptation. Thousands of effects shots were created by Sony Pictures Imageworks, Wattier Diaresis FX, and Digital Domain, transforming the filmed performances into the fully realized block-built worlds of the overworld and the Nether. The combination of New Zealand's versatile filming locations, carefully constructed practical sets, advanced virtual production technology, and large-scale computer-generated imagery enabled a Minecraft movie to faithfully recreate the iconic look and feel of Minecraft while delivering the cinematic scope expected of a modern fantasy adventure blockbuster. The music of a Minecraft movie was designed to celebrate the iconic soundscape of the Minecraft franchise while giving the film its own cinematic musical identity. The original orchestral score was composed by acclaimed film composer Mark Mothersbaugh, whose previous work on films such as the Lego Movie, Thor, Ragnarok, and numerous family and adventure films made him an ideal choice for balancing comedy, action, and emotion. Music supervision was handled by Gabe Hilfer and Karen Rockman, who oversaw the integration of the film's original score, licensed music, and newly written songs into the narrative. Rather than completely reinventing Minecraft's musical language, Mothersbaugh sought to honor the game's beloved soundtrack while expanding it into a large-scale orchestral adventure score. He explained that his approach was to preserve the peaceful, mysterious atmosphere associated with the original game while introducing themes that reflected the film's humor, emotional character arcs, and blockbuster action sequences. Throughout the score, Mothersbaugh incorporated subtle melodic references and harmonic nods to the minimalist compositions created by C418, Daniel Rosenfeld, whose music has become inseparable from the identity of Minecraft. At the same time, he developed new orchestral themes for the film's central characters, the overworld, the Nether, and the story's emotional moments, creating a soundtrack that balanced whimsical charm with epic fantasy spectacle while maintaining emotional depth. The filmmakers also paid tribute to Minecraft's musical legacy by featuring several well-known compositions directly from the video game. During the film's opening credits, C418's iconic title theme from the original Minecraft soundtrack welcomes audiences into the world, immediately establishing a sense of nostalgia for longtime players. Later in this film, C418's gentle composition Dragonfish accompanies a peaceful sequence involving pandas in the overworld, preserving the calm and relaxing atmosphere associated with exploration in the game. Another memorable musical moment features Pigstep, the popular track composed by Lena Raine, which plays during the comedic Nether's Got Talent sequence. The inclusion of music from both C418 and Lena Raine allowed the film to acknowledge multiple eras of Minecraft's musical history while reinforcing the strong connection between the cinematic adaptation and the source material that inspired it. In addition to its orchestral score, a Minecraft movie features several original songs performed by Jack Black, whose energetic musical performances became one of the film's defining highlights. Black, portraying Steve, performs multiple comedic songs throughout the adventure, blending his trademark humor with the film's adventurous tone. The centerpiece of these original compositions is I Feel Alive, a high-energy rock anthem written by Black specifically for the film. The recording brought together an impressive lineup of acclaimed musicians, including Foo Fighters frontman Dave Grohl on drums, Queens of the Stone Age guitarist Roy Van Leeuwen, Jellyfish keyboardist Roger Joseph Manning Jr., and Grammy Award-winning producer and musician Mark Ronson, who contributed rhythm guitar and bass. Actress Danielle Brooks, who portrays Dawn in the film, also provides backing vocals, adding further energy to the performance. Warner Brothers released I Feel Alive as the film's lead promotional single on March 20, 2025, Approximately 2 weeks before the movie's theatrical debut, the song received positive reactions from audiences for capturing the playful, adventurous spirit of the film while showcasing Jack Black's distinctive musical style. The film's complete soundtrack was released digitally on March 28, 2025, shortly before the theatrical release of a Minecraft movie. In addition to Mark Mothersbaugh's original score, the soundtrack album featured several original songs performed by contemporary recording artists, including Benny, Dayglow, and Dirty Honey, broadening the film's musical palette beyond its orchestral and comedic compositions. The soundtrack also includes an instrumental arrangement of Depeche Mode's classic hit Just Can't Get Enough, performed by Jameson Shaw, which is used during one of the film's lighter comedic sequences. Together, the combination of orchestral music, licensed songs, original rock performances, and familiar Minecraft compositions created a soundtrack that appealed both to longtime fans of the video game and to general audiences experiencing the Minecraft universe for the first time. One of the film's most unexpected cultural successes emerged following its theatrical release with the viral popularity of Steve's Lava Chicken, a brief comedic song performed by Jack Black during one of the movie's humorous sequences. Despite its extremely short running time, the song rapidly spread across social media platforms, inspiring memes, fan animations, remix videos, and millions of user-generated posts. The track became a surprise streaming sensation, achieving commercial success well beyond expectations and charting in multiple international music markets. In the United Kingdom, Steve's Lava Chicken entered the UK singles chart, becoming the shortest song in history to reach the top 40. An unprecedented achievement that highlighted its extraordinary viral appeal. The song also entered the Billboard Hot 100 in the United States, becoming one of the shortest recordings ever to appear on the chart. Its remarkable commercial performance demonstrated the enormous popularity of Jack Black's musical contributions to the film and further cemented a Minecraft movie as a cultural phenomenon that extended beyond the box office into online entertainment, streaming platforms, and popular music. The viral success of Steve's Lava Chicken ultimately became one of the most memorable aspects of the film's marketing legacy, with the song remaining closely associated with the movie long after its theatrical run concluded. Warner Bros. Pictures and Mojang Studios launched an extensive global marketing campaign for a Minecraft movie, promoting the film through trailers, viral online content, brand partnerships, merchandise, interactive experiences, and cross-promotional collaborations designed to appeal to both longtime Minecraft players and general family audiences. Because Minecraft is one of the best-selling and most recognizable video games in history, the marketing campaign attracted enormous public attention from the moment the first footage was released. The campaign evolved significantly over several months, with initial skepticism eventually giving way to widespread excitement as additional promotional material revealed more of the film's tone, characters, humor, and visual effects. The film's first teaser trailer premiered on September 4, 2024, accompanied by the Beatles' classic song Magical Mystery Tour. The teaser offered audiences their first look at the live-action adaptation, introducing Jason Momoa as Garrett the Garbage Man Garrison, Jack Black as Steve, and the film's block-built interpretation of the Minecraft universe. The preview immediately became one of the most discussed movie trailers of the year, generating tens of millions of views across YouTube and social media platforms within days of its release. Critical and audience reactions, however, were highly divided. Many viewers praised the ambitious recreation of Minecraft's environments and appreciated the filmmaker's willingness to embrace the game's unusual aesthetic, while others criticized the decision to combine live-action actors with highly stylized computer-generated creatures and environments. Particular criticism focused on several early CGI character designs, including a blocky pink sheep and a white llama, which many online commentators described as awkward or unsettling. Jack Black's dramatic introduction as Steve, in which he confidently declares, "I am Steve," quickly became one of the internet's most widely shared memes, inspiring thousands of parody videos, reaction clips, remixes, and jokes across social media. Despite the mixed reception, The teaser succeeded in generating enormous publicity and ensured that a Minecraft movie remained one of the most talked about upcoming films of 2025. Even Marcus Notchperson, the creator of Minecraft, reacted positively after watching the teaser, posting on social media that he was excited by the adaptation and describing the experience of seeing the game brought to life as surreal. Industry commentators also expressed mixed opinions regarding the first footage. Some critics argued that the adaptation's unusual visual style effectively captured Minecraft's imaginative spirit despite its unconventional appearance, while others questioned whether translating the game's intentionally simplistic block-based graphics into a live-action environment would appeal to mainstream audiences. Several entertainment journalists described the teaser as simultaneously bizarre, fascinating, and unexpectedly charming, noting that its distinctive visual identity helped separate it from more traditional fantasy adaptations. Although debates over the film's artistic direction continued throughout the following months, the teaser's extraordinary online engagement demonstrated the immense popularity of the Minecraft brand and established a strong foundation for the remainder of the promotional campaign. Warner Bros. Released the film's second official trailer on November 19, 2024, this time featuring management's popular song Time to Pretend. Unlike the teaser, the second trailer devoted significantly more attention to the film's story, introducing Henry, Natalie, Dawn, Malgosau, the overworld, the Nether, and many of Minecraft's familiar creatures, including creepers, zombies, skeletons, piglins, iron golems, and villagers. It also showcased larger action sequences, improved visual effects, additional comedy, and the growing friendships between Steve and Garrett. The response was considerably more positive than that of the initial teaser, with many viewers praising the noticeable improvements in CGI, stronger character chemistry, and a clearer explanation of the film's narrative. Jack Black's energetic performance as Steve and his comedic interactions with Jason Momoa became particular highlights of the trailer, helping shift public perception toward greater optimism. As anticipation continued to build, Warner Bros. Released the final full trailer on February 27, 2025, offering the most comprehensive look yet at the film's epic adventure, before debuting a final teaser on March 27, 2025, just days ahead of the movie's theatrical release. Together, the trailers accumulated hundreds of millions of views worldwide and became some of Warner Bros.' most-watched promotional videos of the year. Shortly before the film's theatrical debut, the marketing campaign encountered an unexpected setback when an unfinished work print version of the movie was leaked online through piracy websites and rapidly spread across social media platforms. The leaked version contained incomplete visual effects, unfinished CGI animation, temporary green screen composites, missing end credits, placeholder visual elements, and numerous chroma key errors that had not yet been corrected during post-production. Clips from the unfinished cut circulated widely online, prompting comparisons between the work print and the completed theatrical version. Warner Bros. Responded by aggressively pursuing copyright takedowns while emphasizing that the leaked material represented an unfinished edit that did not reflect the quality of the completed film. Despite concerns surrounding the leak, it ultimately had little measurable impact on the movie's theatrical performance, with audiences continuing to support the finished version upon its release. Beyond traditional advertising, Mojang Studios and Warner Bros. Partnered with numerous major companies to create an expansive range of licensed merchandise and promotional products tied to the film. Collectible action figures based on the movie's versions of Steve, Garrett, Malgosau, Henry, Natalie, Dawn, and several Minecraft creatures were released through major toy retailers worldwide. Dairy brand True introduced the limited edition Creeper Green Vanilla Milk, inspired by the franchise's iconic Hostile Mob, while Samsung Electronics collaborated with Mojang to release exclusive Minecraft-themed wallpapers and digital customization packs for the Samsung Galaxy S25, Samsung Smart TVs, and Samsung Smart Refrigerators. These promotions allowed fans to personalize their devices with artwork, animations, and imagery inspired by the film and the game. One of the campaign's most successful partnerships was its worldwide collaboration with McDonald's, which introduced a special Minecraft movie Happy Meal promotion featuring collectible toys inspired by the film's characters and creatures. The collaboration also included exclusive themed packaging, digital in-game content, and a limited edition Nether Flame sauce created specifically for the promotion. The spicy dipping sauce received particularly enthusiastic reviews from customers and food critics, many of whom praised its bold flavor and compatibility with Chicken McNuggets, making it one of McDonald's most popular limited-time sauces in recent years. While some promotional merchandise, particularly the highly stylized Jack Black action figure, generated humorous online reactions due to its unusual resemblance to the actor, these discussions only increased the visibility of the campaign across social media. As the film approached release, online memes became an integral part of its marketing success. Dialogue such as "I am Steve," Jack Black's musical performances, and the film's eccentric interpretation of Minecraft's world inspired countless memes, reaction videos, TikTok trends, fan art, remixes, and parody content. Rather than attempting to distance itself from these viral trends, Warner Bros. Embraced the internet's enthusiasm by incorporating meme-worthy moments into later promotional materials and encouraging fan engagement across social media platforms. Following the film's release, this online momentum intensified further as songs like "Steve's Lava Chicken" became viral hits and audience participation transformed the movie into a broader cultural phenomenon. Although the marketing campaign initially faced skepticism because of the teaser trailer's unconventional visual style, its combination of strategic advertising, major brand collaborations, community engagement, and organic internet virality ultimately played a significant role in turning a Minecraft movie into one of the biggest theatrical events of 2025. A Minecraft movie received its official theatrical debut with its world premiere at Leicester Square in London, England, on March 30, 2025. Marking the beginning of the film's global release campaign. The premiere served as the first major public screening of the long-awaited adaptation following more than a decade of development, multiple creative changes, and extensive production work. The event was attended by the film's cast and creative team, including director Jared Hess, producers, representatives from Warner Bros. Pictures, Legendary Entertainment, and Mojang Studios, as well as leading cast members such as Jason Momoa, Jack Black, Emma Myers, Danielle Brooks, Sebastian Hansen, and Jennifer Coolidge. The London premiere generated significant international attention, with fans gathering to celebrate the transition of the globally popular video game franchise into a major live-action theatrical feature. Following its premiere, a Minecraft movie was released theatrically by Warner Bros. Pictures in the United States and Sweden on April 4, 2025. The film received a major theatrical rollout that included screenings in IMAX, allowing audiences to experience the expansive digital landscapes of the overworld, the Nether, and the film's large-scale action sequences with enhanced picture quality and immersive sound. The IMAX release was part of Warner Bros.' strategy to position the film as a major cinematic event, highlighting the movie's extensive visual effects, large-scale environments, and adventure-driven storytelling. In addition to IMAX presentations, the film was distributed through standard digital cinemas and premium exhibition formats in various international markets, with release dates expanding globally throughout April 2025. The theatrical release represented a major milestone for both Warner Bros. And Mojang Studios, as a Minecraft movie became one of the most ambitious attempts to adapt a video game without a traditional storyline into a mainstream Hollywood blockbuster. The film was marketed as an accessible adventure for longtime Minecraft fans while also introducing the franchise to families and general audiences unfamiliar with the game. Advanced screenings, fan events, promotional partnerships, and strong online engagement helped build anticipation leading up to release, particularly among Minecraft's massive global player community. Upon its arrival in theaters, the film benefited from the franchise's enormous worldwide popularity, strong audience curiosity, and extensive viral attention surrounding its trailers, characters, and musical moments. The theatrical launch attracted a broad demographic, including younger audiences, families, dedicated Minecraft players, and fans of the film's star-studded cast. Its successful opening performance confirmed the continued commercial strength of video game adaptations and demonstrated the worldwide appeal of Minecraft as a cinematic property. The film's strong theatrical reception ultimately contributed to Warner Bros. Moving forward with the sequel, A Minecraft Movie Squared, scheduled for release in 2027, continuing the newly established film franchise. Following its successful theatrical run, A Minecraft Movie received its home media release throughout the summer of 2025, allowing audiences to watch the film outside of theaters across multiple digital and physical formats. The film was first made available for digital purchase and rental on May 13, 2025, through major digital platforms, giving viewers the opportunity to experience the Minecraft adventure at home in high-definition formats shortly after its theatrical release. The digital release included the full feature film along with additional viewing options depending on the platform, allowing fans to revisit the overworld, the Nether, and the film's characters from the comfort of their homes. The film later received its physical media release on June 24, 2025. When Warner Bros. Pictures released A Minecraft Movie on Ultra HD Blu-ray, and DVD. The Ultra HD Blu-ray edition featured the film in enhanced picture quality with improved resolution, expanded color range, and high-quality audio presentation designed for home theater systems. The Blu-ray and DVD editions provided additional options for collectors and fans, with the releases including bonus materials, behind-the-scenes features, and production content exploring the making of the adaptation, the creation of Minecraft-inspired environments, the visual effects process, and the performances of the cast. The physical editions also served as a collector-focused release for longtime Minecraft fans interested in owning a permanent copy of the film and its accompanying content. In addition to its digital and physical releases, A Minecraft Movie became available for streaming on HBO Max on June 20, 2025, as part of Warner Bros.' strategy of bringing its major theatrical releases to its streaming platform following their cinema runs. The streaming debut allowed subscribers to access the film alongside other Warner Bros. And franchise titles, significantly expanding the movie's audience after its theatrical success. The release on HBO Max further extended the film's commercial life, introducing the adaptation to viewers who had not seen it in theaters and encouraging repeat viewings among fans. The staggered home entertainment rollout from digital release in May, streaming availability in June, and physical media editions later that month reflected Warner Bros.' modern distribution strategy of maximizing revenue across multiple platforms while maintaining audience interest after the theatrical window. The strong performance of the film across theaters, digital platforms, streaming, and physical formats reinforced A Minecraft Movie's status as one of the most successful video game adaptations and helped build momentum for the development of its planned sequel, A Minecraft Movie Squared. A Minecraft Movie became one of the biggest box office successes of 2025 and one of the highest-grossing video game adaptations in cinematic history. The film earned approximately $424.1 million in the United States and Canada and an additional $537.1 million from international markets, bringing its worldwide theatrical total to $961.2 million. The strong commercial performance exceeded industry expectations and transformed the long-awaited adaptation into a major global blockbuster for Warner Bros. Pictures, Legendary Entertainment, and Mojang Studios. Its success was driven by the enormous worldwide popularity of the Minecraft brand, strong audience interest among families and younger viewers, the appeal of its star-studded cast led by Jack Black and Jason Momoa, and extensive viral attention surrounding the film's trailers, memes, and musical moments. The film ultimately became the fifth highest-grossing movie of 2025 and ranked among the highest-grossing video game films ever released. In the United States and Canada, A Minecraft Movie opened in theaters alongside the comedy horror film Hell of a Summer and immediately became one of the year's most anticipated releases. Before opening weekend, Industry analysts projected that the film would earn approximately $65–70 million from 4,263 theaters, with some forecasts suggesting it could reach around $80 million. However, early audience demand and strong advance interest quickly pushed expectations higher. During Thursday night preview screenings, the film earned approximately $10.6 million, surpassing the previous record held by Five Nights at Freddy's, $10.3 million, for the strongest preview performance ever achieved by a video game adaptation. Following the impressive preview results, weekend projections increased significantly, with analysts predicting an opening between $80 million and $100 million. The momentum continued after the film's first full day of release, when a Minecraft movie earned approximately $58 million domestically, including preview screenings. Following that result, projections were revised upward once again, with estimates reaching between $135 million and $150 million for the opening weekend. The final results dramatically exceeded even those expectations, as the film debuted with an extraordinary $162.8 million opening weekend in the United States and Canada. Internationally, the film added approximately $150 million, resulting in a massive $313 million worldwide opening weekend. This performance made a Minecraft movie the biggest opening weekend ever for a film based on a video game, surpassing the previous domestic record held by the Super Mario Bros. Movie, which also starred Jack Black as the voice of Bowser. The film's opening weekend established numerous additional box office records. It became the third highest-grossing opening weekend in Warner Bros. History, ranking behind only Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2 and Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice. It also achieved the studio's largest April opening ever, surpassing Clash of the Titans. At the time of release, it recorded the biggest opening weekend of 2025, overtaking Captain America: Brave New World. The film also achieved the third biggest April opening weekend ever, behind only Avengers: Endgame and Avengers: Infinity War, and became the second biggest opening for Legendary Entertainment production, behind only Jurassic World. Among PG-rated films, it delivered the fourth largest opening weekend in history, following The Lion King, Incredibles 2, and Beauty and the Beast. The record-breaking debut also marked career-best opening weekends for several members of the cast and creative team, including director Jared Hess, whose previous record was held by Nacho Libre, actress Danielle Brooks, surpassing the Angry Birds movie, and actress Jennifer Coolidge, surpassing American Pie 2. The film continued to demonstrate exceptional staying power during its theatrical run. In its second weekend, a Minecraft movie earned approximately $78.5 million domestically, representing a stronghold despite the massive size of its opening debut. Within only its first 7 days of release, the film became the first movie of 2025 to surpass $200 million at the domestic box office, overtaking Captain America: Brave New World as the year's highest-grossing film in the United States and Canada. At that point, it also continued climbing the rankings among video game adaptations, surpassing Sonic the Hedgehog 3 to become the second highest-grossing video game-based film ever released at the time. During its third weekend, a Minecraft movie earned approximately $40.5 million domestically, dropping to second place after the release of Warner Bros. Horror film Sinners, which opened with approximately $48 million. The result was considered a notable industry event because it marked the first time since 2000 that a single studio had two films earn more than $40 million each in the same weekend. Despite losing the top position, a Minecraft movie maintained strong audience interest and continued generating substantial revenue through domestic and international markets. Internationally, the film performed particularly well across numerous territories due to Minecraft's global recognition and large fan base. The movie achieved strong results in markets across Europe, Asia, Latin America, and other regions, contributing more than $500 million internationally to its final worldwide total. The combination of family appeal, recognizable game elements, comedy, adventure, and a global marketing campaign helped the film overcome the challenges often faced by video game adaptations. By the end of its theatrical run, a Minecraft movie had established itself as a landmark success for the video game adaptation genre. Its nearly $1 billion worldwide gross demonstrated the continued commercial power of recognizable gaming franchises when combined with strong casting, effective marketing, and broad audience appeal. The film's unprecedented opening weekend, sustained box office performance, and cultural impact positioned it alongside major adaptations such as the Super Mario Bros. Movie and the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise, while also encouraging Warner Bros. And Mojang Studios to expand the series with the upcoming sequel, A Minecraft Movie Squared, scheduled for release in 2027. A Minecraft movie received a mixed response from critics, with reviews largely divided over its storytelling, faithfulness to the original game, humor, visual style, and overall purpose as a feature film adaptation. While many reviewers acknowledged the difficulty of adapting Minecraft, a game built around player freedom, creativity, and open-ended exploration rather than a traditional narrative, critics disagreed on whether the film successfully transformed those elements into a satisfying cinematic experience. Some praised the movie's energy, colorful world-building, comedic performances, and celebration of the game's community, while others criticized its conventional plot structure, uneven character development, and reliance on familiar family adventure formulas. Audience reactions were considerably more positive than those from professional critics, with many viewers embracing the film's humor, nostalgia, and connection to the beloved video game franchise. On the review aggregation website Rotten Tomatoes, A Minecraft Movie holds a 47% approval rating from 196 critic reviews, with an average rating of 5/10. The site's critical consensus states, ostensibly a film about celebrating creativity, A Minecraft Movie provides a colorful sandbox for Jack Black and Jason Momoa to amusingly romp around in a story curiously constructed from conventional building blocks. The consensus reflected a common critical opinion that the film succeeded most when embracing the personalities of its cast and the imaginative possibilities of the Minecraft universe, but struggled when attempting to create a traditional movie narrative from a game that was intentionally designed without a fixed storyline. Many critics viewed the film as visually energetic and occasionally entertaining, yet felt that its screenplay relied too heavily on familiar adventure movie structures rather than fully exploring the unique storytelling potential of Minecraft. On Metacritic, which uses a weighted average system, the film received a score of 45 out of 100 based on 40 critics, indicating mixed or average reviews. The score reflected the wide range of critical opinions, with some reviewers appreciating the film's charm and audience appeal while others considered it an underdeveloped adaptation. Critics generally agreed that the movie faced an unusual challenge. Unlike narrative-driven video games, Minecraft provides players with tools, environments, and mechanics rather than a predetermined story. The central debate among reviewers was whether the filmmakers successfully embraced that freedom or whether they imposed a conventional Hollywood structure that limited the game's creative spirit. Audience reactions were notably more enthusiastic than those of professional critics. Moviegoers surveyed by CinemaScore gave the film an average grade of B+ on an A+ to F scale, indicating generally favorable audience satisfaction. According to post-track audience surveys, 67% of viewers said they would definitely recommend the film. Younger audiences responded particularly positively, with children under the age of 12 giving the movie an average rating of 5 out of 5 stars, while parents gave it an average rating of 4.5 out of 5 stars. Many fans praised the film for capturing the humor, creativity, and recognizable elements of Minecraft, while others appreciated the inclusion of references and tributes that rewarded longtime players. A major point of disagreement among critics involved the film's plot and accessibility, particularly whether the story worked both as a Minecraft adaptation and as a standalone adventure for viewers unfamiliar with the game. Livia Arquette of The Hollywood Reporter and Jesse Hassinger of IGN both criticized the film's narrative structure, describing the story as confusing and difficult to follow. Arquette argued that the film struggled to balance two competing goals: satisfying dedicated Minecraft fans while also creating a coherent story for general audiences. Hassinger similarly described the movie as conceptually muddy, criticizing the way its ideas and themes were presented in an inconsistent manner. Both reviewers felt that the film contained many recognizable Minecraft elements but lacked a strong narrative foundation to connect them together. Other critics were more forgiving regarding the film's story limitations. Mark Kennedy of the Associated Press argued that the movie might be difficult for viewers unfamiliar with Minecraft to fully understand, but still considered it a faithful adaptation of the game's world and mechanics. He praised the filmmakers for incorporating recognizable concepts from Minecraft while also introducing original elements necessary to create a traditional movie storyline. Conversely, Liz Shannon Miller of Consequence believed that the film remained understandable even for audiences who had never played the game, suggesting that its emotional themes and character relationships were strong enough to support the story independently of the source material. Stephen Thompson of NPR noted that adapting Minecraft presented a significant creative challenge because filmmakers had to build character development and narrative structure around a game that traditionally allows players to create their own experiences. He compared the challenge to other successful adaptations such as the Lego Movie and Barbie, arguing that while transforming a toy or game into a film is difficult, it can be achieved when filmmakers discover the right balance between the original property and a compelling cinematic story. The film's fanservice and references to Minecraft culture received some of the most consistently positive reactions from reviewers and audiences. Several critics praised the movie for recognizing the importance of the game's community and including details that rewarded longtime players. The tribute to popular Minecraft creator Technoblade, who died in 2022, was especially praised as a heartfelt moment that demonstrated respect for the franchise's fan base. Reviewers also highlighted the inclusion of familiar Minecraft elements, creatures, mechanics, and locations as evidence that the filmmakers understood the cultural significance of the game rather than simply using the brand name for marketing purposes.